Hello, this is Jamie from checklistacademy.com, where you get free checklists to help you master your skills. With an intermediate forehand, you no longer take your racket back and wait for the ball. Instead, you use a take-back loop. This checklist will teach you how to develop a take-back loop to create rhythm and consistency and generate power and spin through a whipping action in your arm. Here are the 6 checkpoints. Checkpoint number 1. Start both hands high. What? As soon as I started moving towards the ball, I brought both hands up to chest height and slowly started to split them apart, keeping both hands high. Why? Starting with my hands high as soon as I know I'm hitting a forehand will give me time to properly execute the take-back loop. This loop creates a repeatable pattern for my muscles to follow each time, which adds consistency to my shot. Checkpoint number 2. Slow loop, up and back. What? While moving towards the ball, I began to move my racket hand in a slow, continuous loop that moved up and back. Why? The continuous, slow movement keeps my hand stable and allows my arm muscles to relax without getting out of the optimal trajectory. When I have less time, I can make the loop smaller rather than trying to speed it up. If I move too quickly or abruptly, my hand might go off course, in which case I would have to engage the muscles of my hand and forearm to make slight adjustments to ensure I connect with the ball. Engaging my shoulder, forearm, and wrist muscles before impact reduces the potential pre-stretch and thus limits the whipping action that creates power, or pop, and topspin. Thus, moving slowly and controlled in the take-back loop ensures the muscles of my arm can stay relaxed and on the correct trajectory. Relaxing your hitting muscles is a little complex, so check out our dedicated checklist to build it into your forehand. Checkpoint number 3. Slow drop. What? As I loaded my back leg, I started to slowly drop my racket hand. Why? Slowly dropping my hand keeps my hand stable and allows my arm muscles to relax without losing the optimal trajectory. It also starts to add downward momentum in my racket with the help of gravity, which will help deepen the pre-stretch. Checkpoint number 4. Hand legs behind knee bend. What? My racket hand leg was delayed behind the loading of my back leg. At maximum knee bend, my racket was still high. Why? Creating a separation of my hand and body will allow for a whipping action when my arm catches back up with my body. This whip in my arm will create power, pop, and topspin. Checkpoint number 5. Hand legs behind weight transfer, knee extension, and torso rotation. What? As I started to transfer my weight forward, extend my legs into the shot, and rotate my torso, I kept dropping my hand down and back away from impact. Thus, my hand and arm were moving in the opposite direction of my legs, hips, and torso. This is instead of swinging my arm forward with my body. Why? Delaying the forward upward swing of my arm behind my body means there will be a rapid change in direction of my arm and hand, from traveling down and back to traveling up and forward. This change in direction loads my muscles and creates a whipping, powerful speed up towards impact. Essentially, I disconnected the movement of my arm from my body. This separation of body and arm is required because the whip is the quick movement of the arm trying to catch back up with the body. Checkpoint number 6. Whip to end take-back loop. What? At the bottom of my take-back loop, I quickly pushed my hips forward with my leg muscles and aggressively rotated my torso towards impact. My shoulder, forearm, and wrist were still relaxed as they reached the bottom of the take-back loop. The jerking forward left them behind the body. It created a deep stretch in the shoulder as it opened even further, a stretch in the forearm as it turned up, supinated, and a stretch in the wrist as it cocked or laid back. Why? The stretch of each of these muscles acts as loaded energy that will whip through impact as I engage each of them to add power and topspin at impact. What next? Use our on-the-go checklist to complete while you practice your take-back loop, or move on to the next checklist to take your game to the next level. We've got you covered.